In this video, I want to discuss how social media affects and infects our opinions. I was going to draw like a little cartoon diagram to kind of put this more in a visual perspective, but I realize I don't really have the drawing talent to do it, so I'm just going to talk about it. But what I don't think enough people know about social media is that it feels very divisive. It feels very extreme. Let's say you follow 1,000 people on Twitter or Facebook even, and you see a lot of the, very extreme points of view espoused by these people. And you start to think, damn, even if you agree with them or you disagree with them, it really doesn't matter. You just start to think, man, a lot of people are very extreme in their opinion about this topic. That's crazy. I guess that's how everybody feels, because you're seeing a lot of people, it seems like a lot of people saying in very extreme opinions about either a news item or a debate or something. And so we get this perception that a lot of people are on the extremes, whether they're on our extreme or the opposite extreme. It seems like a lot of people are just really fired up and there's no middle ground. But what most people don't realize is that you're actually seeing a lot of the same people. So again, assuming you're following 1,000 people on Twitter, what often happens, and they've actually done research to prove this, I think it's something like out of all of Twitter, I'm probably going to get the statistic wrong, but about 97% of the interactions, meaning people tweeting, replying, all this stuff, comes from like 10% of the actual people on Twitter. So if there's 1 billion people on Twitter, less than 10% of those people are actually the ones that most people are seeing all day, every day, because a very small number of people are tweeting nonstop. And that goes for Facebook also, because you end up seeing, say you have 1,000 friends on Facebook, you're probably seeing the same, say 5 to 20 people posting all the time about whatever's going on in the news or in politics. And so you start to think, wow, a lot of people think very extremely, but it's really just because there's a small number of people that feel very strongly and they want to put their opinion out there, and they put their opinion out there repeatedly. While meanwhile, there's 95% of the other people that you're friends with or you follow, they're not saying anything. I'm one of those people. I mostly I don't get on Twitter, but I'll get on Facebook sometimes just to read people debating each other because it's kind of fun, but I'm not chiming in. So I'm one of these silent people that I may be on your friend lists, but you're not going to see me talk about news articles or political debate or anything like that. So what happens is people start to your perspective gets distorted because you see a few people with very extreme opinions, and you don't see everybody else that has more moderate views speaking up. So people think, wow, everybody just has really extreme views, but it's not. You're not seeing a varied or honest disbursement of opinions. So I liken it to what's changed is that you used to have, you go to a park and you may have somebody standing on a soapbox shouting about the end of the world or, whatever kind of crazy conspiracy. And that was, that happened back in the day. And most people would just ignore them. It's like, okay, this person, you could see from their appearance, they look disheveled. They don't look like they're taking care of themselves. So you're probably not going to pay too much attention to their opinion because you're like, okay, this person either maybe has mental health problems or they're probably not somebody that I want to listen very closely to and base my opinion on. But these days, modern day soapbox is social media. So everybody can get on social media, which is the digital soapbox, and shout their opinion at the top of their lungs. And I'm not going to say it's the same people that were in the park standing on soapbox shouting, but essentially we don't know anymore because we don't have the same visual cues. Like when you're walking in a park and you see somebody crazy and they aren't wearing any pants and they're telling you their opinion on politics. On social media, you may not even have like a profile picture to go by, but these people are also shouting about their opinion. So we just think, I guess that's how a lot of people think, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's really just a few, I don't want to say crazy, but a few very opinionated people that are shouting their opinion, and you're not seeing the majority of people that don't feel the same way not saying anything. So that's really just something I want people to think of when I think that's really a big driver behind divisiveness these days, is that we get we get this distorted view that a lot of people are on the extremes. And I can tell, at least from my own personal experience and my interaction with people, most of the people I know are in the middle. And I'm not just talking about politics, I'm talking about a little bit more reasoned when it comes to understanding what's in the news, or, they're just not really on one side or the other. So don't assume that everybody is on the extremes just because a few people that are on the extremes are the quickest to tell you their opinion. There's probably a lot more people that are in the middle of the road, just don't want to partake in that crazy soapbox shouting debate. All right, that's it. See you in the next video.